Hello friends and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel Ideal Designing Developer. My name is Inshal Beg. I am a full stack developer and graphic designer. Today I will show you how to build one sentiment analysis data sciences project in Python. And I hope you will also enjoy this data sciences project like our previous data sciences project in Python. But first of all, you have to just hit the subscribe button. Then after it, you have to also hit the notification bell from which you'll be getting all the notifications of my video when I will be uploading. And from that, it will be also help for you and it will be also help for me, because from that you will be learning more new things, more new clones and more new projects which I will be uploading previously, which I have just already uploaded on my channel and which I will be uploading in future. And from that you will be learning more new languages and more new things which you want to just learn if you are beginner. And now today we'll be just building a sentiment analysis project in data sciences. Like previously we have built credit card fraud detection project, and we have also built customer and many of this like customer segmentation project in data sciences Python, and I hope you all enjoy that also. So today we are building this sentiment analysis project in data sciences and in Python. So for building that, first of all I'll be zoom in so you can see my codes. So for building that, here you can see I've just opened the demo file of that, in which I have written the codes of that. You can see here it is. So we'll be just writing these all codes and we'll be running that in command prompt, means in console, so we can just see what things we are just getting when we are just analyzing our data here, which we have written in our Python. So here in that we'll be not using any of the CSV file or Excel file which we have done in like previous projects here. So we don't have to use these files here. We'll be just only using Python and data sciences for that here. So we don't have to use any other file for that. So now we're using that. First of all, I'll be just saving that here, and I'll be closing this customer.py file which was just previous project one. So here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be simply doing like deleting this file here by going here, and you can say I will be just doing like I'll be just coming here, and here I'll be just doing nothing. So here when you've done that all thing, just close this sentiment analysis file, and now we have to just build one file here in which we'll be writing our codes. So now for doing that, we have to just go to our package which we have just built. Then you have to press right click on your package here, go to new and press Python file in that, because we are making a Python file. So here in this Python file I'll be just writing my Python file name which I have to just create. So here we are just creating a Python file which is called like sentiment analysis. So simply I'll be writing sentiment dot py, or you can also write sentiment. It will be just really good if you just write that, and I'll be simply press enter, and you can see now here we have just created a file which is called sentiment.py, and it is looking really good. So here if you are a beginner, so I'm telling for them, like if you are working with data sciences, so we have to use two really important tags. One is called pandas and second one is numpy. So these both tags are really important, which we have to just use in every project here. But numpy is not any of the important tag here. We can just use that here because in big projects we have to use numpy, because it just really keep importance in big project. But if you are working with small project, you can work with pandas, because pandas is a like code thing which you can just import, and it's work in every project, like it is big or small. You have to just use in every data sciences project in Python which you are working. So because it is really helpful for you, and just tell you like what things do you extract and export here, because data sciences means like you have to think extract and you have to export that till Excel file to Python file, or you can say till in here Python file. So we are just building one sentiment analysis here simply. So for here, for building a sentiment analysis, you have to do one thing here. First of all, you have to just come here in your sentiment.py file. Then we have to just import some things here. So here when you've done with that things, I'll be just moving on one thing, like I'll be just writing import, and here I'll be just changing this to, like you can say I'll be writing that to data. Okay, so here when you've done that, just I'll be coming here import, and in import I'll be just simply writing here pandas, because here we have to import pandas. And when I'm writing pandas, you can see we are getting a dir icon at the first. This dir means like directory icon. So directory means you can say folder. It is folder icon here, which is just coming in the left side of that. Now I'll be pressing simply enter, and here we have to import numpy also. Like I've telling you, this is also really important like in big projects of Python. So simply in data science, so here I'll be writing import numpy also, so we can just import. And in that also you can see we are getting a dir icon at the starting. Like I've telling you, it is a folder here, folder icon we are just getting here. So we have to just do nothing, you have to just press y to just create that. So till here we have done. And for the beginners, I'm telling you, like if you are just new in this video, so I'm telling for them, like if you don't know how to just install this pandas and numpy, so just for that you have to write pip install and iterate pandas and press enter, so it will be just install. And if you want to install like numpy, so here you have to just write same thing, pip install, just you have to change the name to numpy because we are installing numpy. This pay, and for beginners I'm telling you one thing again, like this pip which I'm just from installing everything here, this is a command from which you can install any Python package or library which you have to just install in Python or Python data sciences, or if you are working with artificial intelligence also in Python, you have to use pip in that, because for installing anything in Python you have to use pip to just install that here. So like that I'm also using pip to just install that, and there are many other version of pip also. If you want to just upgrade that version to a latest version, you can also do that. And if you are just using the old version and satisfied with that, you can also use the old version here. No worry about that. But there will be just one disadvantage of that, like you will be not getting some features and quality like we are getting in latest one. So my opinion is to just use the latest version of like pip, so like I am using, but I am just using a second last latest version of that. You can also use like second last, third last, fourth last, but you can't use like oldest version of that or many older version. You can just use latest or second latest version, like I am using second last latest version of that, because in that we are also getting the features and quality which we are just getting in latest version. So no worry about that here, so you can just use any version without older one. So simply I'll be pressing save all button to just save this thing till here. Now here we have to just import one thing here, like I'll be writing import. Just I'll be now changing this to like import sklearn. Previously we have also imported this sklearn with the help of dir, so here I have to just import that here. So simply I'll be pressing enter, because here you can see at the starting we are getting a folder icon, or we can say dir icon. Press enter here and you can see we have just written import sklearn tag. So when you've done that, I'll be simply pressing enter here, and here I'll be also writing import. But now I will be changing this to like you can say date time here, like previously we have written. So I'll be writing all the same things which we have written previously. We have just written import date time, and then after it we have written import time separately, but here now we'll be writing import date now. So here when you've done that, and here after that date is not any of the text, so you have to just write here date util. So you can see we have just written that because it is also having a dir icon at the starting, is folder icon. So I'll be pressing enter and you can see it is also import. So simply I'll be coming underneath here, then I'll be just changing this to like date data util, and here I'll be writing equal to, then when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing init input, and when you've done that all, just in that I'll be changing that to like data util. So when you've done that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here, but before that I'll be not writing util here because at the outside I've written that. So simply I'll be writing here like sklearn. So if I do one thing like, okay, so it is working here. So now if I do that here, you can see it is working. So I'll be coming underneath here, and here when you've done that all things here, so you have to do one thing here, like I'll be coming here again, and here if I press, okay, so it is working. So now I'll be just coming underneath, and now we have to import sklearn now. So here I'll be writing sklearn, then here I'll be coming and writing date with that, because with that we have to just import date. So here when you've done that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing breakpoint, and in that I'll be just nothing writing, and here I'll be changing that to init. Then here I'll be writing like you can say to util, and then I'll be writing backslash again, and that I'll be writing time because we have to import that. But simply I'll be doing one thing like, so when you've done that all thing, just now I will erase sklearn from that here. Now I'll be written time here, because now we have to just import time from here. And now when you've done with that things here, I'll be doing one thing now. I'll be just coming underneath here also, and then I'll be just changing this to like you can say import, and here I'll be just coming here also, and then I'll be just coming underneath, and I'll be changing this to like input. And here when you've done that, just I'll be writing here like we have just written that all things. Now I'll be writing util only, then I'll be coming forward and writing here like breakpoint, and here we have written that things here. So simply I'll be coming and writing here like random, and in this random, but before that I'll be writing this init tag, and in this init I'll be writing random. So when you've done with that here, I'll be just writing one thing, like I'll be writing input also, so I can just import here. So just write input here. Now here I'll be closing that, and here I'll be just also closing. So you can see now we are getting our brackets. Now I'll be just coming underneath here and writing here like another thing which should be data, and just I'll be writing here another thing which should be just like now pandas. So here I'll be writing data pandas equal, and when you've done that, just I'll be changing that to range, because here we have to define range of that input, and in that I'll be just defining my numpy, and then I'll be writing like control Z, I'll be pressing, then I'll be changing that to like util. So when you've done with that things here, simply I'll be coming underneath here, and when you've done that, just now I'll be changing this to like time, and I'll be writing that to like underscore data, then I'll be just writing equal to, and when you've done that, I'll be writing init and just write here like range. So when you've done that, just you have to come here again, then I'll be changing this to like data underscore time. So when you've done that, just I'll be coming here and I'll be printing time data which I've written at the top. So just print that here by writing this. So here you can also change that to like data, or you can also write here like data time or time data. It's your choice. You can write anything because it is not a main tag which we have to write here. You can just write anything. It's your choice to just write here. So when you've done with that here, simply I'll be coming underneath here and just writing another thing which should be just like I'll be just going to top. So here I'll be writing that to like util, and in that I'll be changing that to date, and if I do that, but it will be not work here. So you can just write another thing which should be like data, and here in that I'll be just changing this to like you can say sklearn. So here I'll be writing equal to, and in this equal to, first of all I'll be defining a tag which should be just range, and in this range I'll be writing that. So here I'll be changing this to like data date. So when you've done that, now we have to just want our data date which we have to want. So here now we have to just understand what is this sentiment analysis here. So this sentiment analysis is like thing which can just analyze your data. Means it will be, first of all, sentiment means it will be collect your data. When it will be just collect your data, it will be just given analysis of that, like what results you are getting of your sentiment, means what results you are getting of your projects or things which you have just extract or you have just installed. So what like things you are getting and what results you are getting, like it is 100 out of 100 or it is 90 out of 100, like I'm giving you example. So it will be just like that, it will be given answer. So you can also just do here, and you can see how easy it is to just work with that things here. So simply just you can do that all things, and till here I hope you understand that all things. So when you've done with that here, now we have to just define its analysis, means when we just get the result. So what things we'll be just getting here when we'll be just getting the results. So you can also show your result in graphs. You can add your own feature or own thing which you have to add. You can also add charts here, graphs here to just show your analysis data. It will be just really helpful for you, and if you just practice that all things, then it will be really helpful for you also. Just do that all things, it will be really helpful, and my opinion is also just do these things here. So when you've done with that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here and I'll be now writing that to another right, which should be like sklearn we have written. So when you've done that, I'll be writing sklearn here, and then in that I'll be just changing that to init. So I'll be just going forward and writing equal to again, and in this I'll be writing input, and in that I'll be changing this to tag to like you can say time underscore, and I'll be writing print because here we have to just print our time. So because of that I'm just writing that. So simply when you've done that, I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath here also, and then here I'll be just writing that to like undas, and here I'll be changing that to another thing which should be time. So when you've done that, just I'll be coming here also, and then here when you've done that all, just I'll be coming underneath and just I'll be coming here again, and then when you've done that all, just I'll be changing that to range underscore data. So here we have done that all things, then I'll be doing one thing again, like I'll be coming here and till here we have done. So I'll be going to file, pressing save all button here, then I'll be just opening this file. If I just go here, then if I just go to my local disk E, so if I just scroll down, there was my file. So here it is, sentiment analysis one folder, then I'll be just calling this file sentiment analysis one and just moving to my project. So you can see in that we are getting these things which we have to just import. You can see that how many other things which we are getting. So we will be working with all these things here, but we'll be just working with our own tags. We'll be not using these tags here. So simply I'll be coming here underneath, and then after that when you've done that all, just I'll be writing here to like time, and I'll be writing input and equal to, I'll be changing this to like you can say init, and I'll be writing that to like range. So here I'll be writing range underscore data. So when you've done that, but before that we have written that, so simply I'll be changing this to like you can say time data. So it will be just per track or time date. So when you've done that all things, just I'll be doing one thing now. here I'll be just coming, and you can see when we have written time data, so it is not issue because we have just already top we have written that, so because of that it's coming. And now we have to do one thing now, like I'll be just printing time, and here I'll be printing pandas time. So here when you've done that, just I'll be simply coming underneath here, and when you've done that all thing, just I'll be now writing input, and only in this input I'll be just defining that my range. But before that I'll be writing range tag, and here when you've done that all, just I'll be writing that to like data equal to time, and when you've done that, just I'll be writing plus print. So here we have done that all things. So simply I'll be just going to file, press save all button to just save these things. Until here I hope you understand that all things. And now when you've done that all, just I'll be coming here underneath this 18 here, and I'll be pressing backspace, so it will be just working for you. So simply go to file, press save all button to just save that all things if you want to. And till here we have understand, and I hope you all enjoyed till here. So when you've done with that, you can just move on and forward and just work with that thing there. So simply I'll be just doing one thing, I'll be closing this here, and we have just done that also. I'll be just going at the top here, and here I'll be just coming underneath again, and just I'll be changing this to like you can say input here again. Then in this input I'll be just changing that to like range data here. So when you've done that, I'll be coming forward, and then here you can just write sklearn in that. So simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here, and then I'll be writing another thing which should be like init, and in it I'll be writing input here, and when you've written that all, just I'll be writing that to like date time. So here we have written, so you can also print this init tag here. So you can see now we have just print that, and it is good to go, so you can work with it that. So I'll be pressing save all button, coming underneath and printing input tag also with that. So you can see how good looking is that. So you can just work with that things, go to press and save all button, so it will be just work for you. So here when you will be running that, so your sentiment analysis project should be just ready. So you can see how small project this sentiment analysis is, because just we have to do only one thing, like we have to just sentiment means we have to write our data, and we have to just show that in screen, and then analysis means like it will be analyzing our data, like what results we have just got, and it will be showing to screen. So just simply we have to do some things, and you can add your more data and more things which you have to just add. So from that will be good practice for you here, and you can just add your more things and more features you want to add here. So it will be just really helpful for you. Also it will be just big enough to just make, but it will be really helpful for you if you're just new here in data sciences and don't know about these things. Or you can also check on YouTube, many other videos are also available to just how to do sentiment analysis, but this video is really helpful for you if you just work with that. And it is just still beginner to advanced, and I'll be just also bringing up many of the data sciences project in further on. So when you will be running that, so it will be not given any error, and your project will be run and showing that analysis and data which you have just get until here. I'm just getting some, I've written some data because I'm just giving you example like what data you have to write and what things you will be getting when you will be running that in console. So you can make data related to your company. If you are just employee of any company, you can just make the data of them leads employee data, or you can make any data which you have just said about your boss, and you can also make everything with that here. So till here I hope you understand like how to build one sentiment analysis project in Python in data sciences, and I hope you also enjoyed this project of data sciences, like one previous one, credit card fraud detection one, and the previous one which we have built like customer segmentation. So just practice that all project of data sciences also, and the Python which I've just done in the first. But with that I'm just getting the comments like it was just not good here, but now it should be just good, because in that we are not getting code should be just zoom enough, so it was just not good enough that. But this should be just good enough, and I'll be also bringing some of the more like data sciences project, and that should be just big, because some of the data sciences project are small here. So we are just going with that. So here this numpy is using here because we are just analyzing data, and when we are analyzing or making a big project, we have to use numpy here, like I'm telling you. So just practice at all project, and just it is really easy to just make. If you practice at all, it will be just really easy for you if you're professional or intermediate level, if you are just cross. So just I will be meeting you next project. So data sciences next project. So for today, good. Bye.